Hi, my name is Capasso, and I'm in George Stewart's June Fundamental of Physics class, Section 1 at 9 a.m. The topic of this podcast is Newton's first law, and it states, every object continues in a state of rest or of uniform speed in a straight line unless acted upon by a non-zero force. Okay, so for my experiment I have this cake, and I have my roommate Brighton, and I'm going to throw it at his face, and we're going to witness multiple examples of Newton's first law in action. Okay, so right now the cake is at rest, and it wants to stay at rest. But when I pick it up and throw it at Brighton, it's going to be in motion and want to stay in motion. So the first take didn't go as well as we wanted it to, but it still shows multiple examples of Newton's first law. The first example of Newton's law is when I throw the cake. The cake is in a state of rest until the force from my hand is exerted on it and puts it into motion. The second example is when the cake collides with Brighton's face. The cake is in motion, but Brighton is at rest, and since Brighton is a larger force and wants to stay at rest, when the cake hits him, he stays at rest and forces the cake to be at rest. The last example is after the cake hits Brighton, it falls to the ground. This is due to the force of gravity pushing it down. If gravity had not been there, it would have continued to move horizontally. We have a second cake, and we're going to do the experiment again to show some examples that the first left out. The difference in this experiment is that the cake hits Brighton, not the cardboard underneath of it. Now you can see that the cake wants to stay in motion and continue moving even after it has hit Brighton.